Alright, I had to crack open a cold one. I honestly did not expect to be making this video right now, but I am a very toxic and bitter person, and I cannot let this drama slip me by. So Amazing Lucas basically got into dropping with this one Colin guy, and Colin's cool. He does fuck with this one guy named SK that I don't fuck with. I mean, he basically said that I wasn't black, and, well, I mean, he tried to claim that I was just ultra white. I understand the lighting's a little bit weird, I'm half. I don't fuck with that guy, but Colin, he seems decent. They got into some really weird drama about Spider-Man 2, and, well, just this video alone from Lucas is one of the more pretentious and narcissistic videos I've ever seen before. And just to be real, like, I'm not a regular viewer. Maybe I'm missing an inside joke here. The last time I watched this guy was when he was harassing Insomniac, basically making terrorist demands that he would dock 2 points from his review just so he can get the Raimi suit in the game, even though they were already planning on putting it in the game to begin with. So, you know, well, now he's back on some clown foolery shit.
Because I've been trying to make this game into something what I would make it, right? How I would create it. And I would create it, you know, I would want to innovate. If you give me a team of 15 to 20 people with a good, substantial budget, all right, that Insomniac has and whatnot, I can definitely come up with some innovative ideas for Spider-Man, 100%.
All right. Let's start back where he starts to claim that the people that basically enjoy this game, casual people that enjoy this game, are essentially not intelligent gamers, and that gamers nowadays are low intelligent, and that he's a real gamer. It's a real point that he's making, bro.
Now, for some of us who have been playing games for quite some time, that doesn't cut it for us. Because you have to understand that not everyone's going to want to have to master, you know, swinging. Not everyone's going to want to pick up a game and have to spend hours and hours to get good at the game. For many people, and this is something that Jaffe touched on, was that for the casuals, they just want to pick up and play and have fun.
Well, despite all other points that he brought up about, you know, Mike on the live stream that called him up, and then this other guy that's talking, I would like to think that most gamers just want to pick up any game and enjoy it and have fun, even if it is a challenging game that doesn't have that long of a learning curve, or a learning curve at all. And I would say that even Miles Morales, I don't even know if he's even talking about Miles Morales. Miles Morales 100% innovates the web swinging in multiple ways. First off, you can literally do the Venom dash and then do the Venom boost. I didn't even know about the Venom dash for like 3 months. I don't know if that's called a learning curve. Maybe I'm fucking stupid. I don't know. Most people I've known didn't mean to really talk about it. I didn't see it on any gameplay, so I was like, oh, fuck it. So maybe I had to go through that learning curve, but it's still a learning curve for me. And honestly, the web swing tricks too are incredibly fucking awesome. They allow you to literally do any animation that you want that's in the game. There's like maybe 15, 20 animations. There's like multiple ones. I was just learning new ones like not too long ago, like 3 months ago, where you could tap the fucking controller sideways twice and you do more tricks, or you do it one way or the other way, and you can like go into a roll. I'm like, bro, why didn't I just look at the fucking menu and do this shit? But I feel like that's a learning curve, so why didn't he talk about that shit too? I just think, I always think my hat's right there. It's backward. But I think it's a tad ridiculous to claim gamers are dumber now, considering games are much more advanced now. And the argument can go on for days and days about which game's more difficult than the others. But I mean, he mentioned Sekiro in this game too. So, I mean, he's a real gamer. He should know which games are a little bit more harder for people nowadays than they were back in the day.
Which is, you know, just a big cutscene, and you're just pushing circle to do, you know, the bare minimum. But it looks cool, but the gameplay-wise is very childish, right? There's nothing going on gameplay-wise. There's just a whole bunch of visual effects and graphics and stuff like that going on around you. For many people, not all, but for many people, that's all they want.
I don't understand his issue with the QTE, like, or the set pieces. Bro, you're literally just running up a wall for 12 seconds, and it's fucking cool looking. Like, why aren't you so impressed? Like, why are you so bitter about this shit? It's so weird. He didn't do it in this video, but he did mention in another video, like, how they should use Spider-Man 1 Enter Electro or whatever, and like use that wall climbing gameplay section. Like,
yeah, I think it ends, which thankfully, because I was seeing.
Even with Spider-Man 2, if you guys remember Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, if I'm not mistaken, right? When he's crawling up the building, you have to dodge, right? Dodge because the helicopter is shooting windows. So the spider sense goes off, and it shows you where the windows are going to be shot, and you have to go around it as you're climbing up the building.
Yeah, man, Lucas, this looks like top tier game stuff right here.
Bro, I don't know if you're trolling or just being stupid, but that's a horrible example to prove that they should innovate anything. Like, why are you even using previous games to talk about innovation? You know what I mean? Like, he talks about Web of Shadows and Spider-Man 2, but like, if you're borrowing from previous games and like stealing their ideas, it's not innovating. You're just taking ideas from better games. I don't even fucking know.
This is something that, that irks me to the utmost degree, is that when you have a game, people immediately go to the graphics. Oh, it runs at 60 frames, it runs at 120K, all this.
See, here's the graphic. Lucas, if somebody told you, hey, this game is 15 frames per second in 720p resolution, you know damn well you're not playing that fucking shit, especially now in this day and age. Goofball, I don't care about graphics. I don't care if it's 60 FPS or 4K. Come on, bro. Go look at the detail between Marvel's Spider-Man, or I guess technically Miles Morales, and this fucking new game, Marvel Spider-Man 2. There's a comparison out there. Oh, mwah, it's fucking beautiful. If you see the texture, you see the different type of fucking composing that it's like so good. But I don't think he really cares about the technical level. I think they're more stuck on the visual level. And I'll just be honest, like Web of Shadows and Spider-Man 2, they felt great, right? I just played Web of Shadows. I remember Spider-Man 2 when I was younger. But man, those graphics are fucking garbage. The worlds are flatter than fucking Kendall Jenner's tits. And their stories, sorry, a lot of you are blinded by nostalgia, they're pretty garbage. They're pretty bad.
So I'm just like, where I mainly go to is like, okay, what's the gameplay? What new mechanics are we having in this game?
Oh, okay. The web zip. They used that, I think, from Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean, they used the web zip from Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Web of Shadows. The corner tether from Amazing Spider-Man 2, the movie. That's fucking genius. Fall damage. That's on, if you want it on. Loop-de-loops. That's something that you actually wanted in a previous video, but for some reason you're not mentioning it. I actually did go watch a few of his videos for Spider-Man, and he did mention how he wanted loop-de-loops. So why didn't he mention the fact that they're in this game too? You got the Venom boost in Dash, like I mentioned earlier. You got the swing tricks, like I mentioned earlier. And you have the web wings, which he brushes under the rug.
Right? And something that would appease the masses is web wings. I said I wanted web wings. Probably they look at other, content creators and what people are saying, web wings. Now, there are other things that they could add and innovate. They just don't have the time to.
He's like acting like they're not new or innovated. And I'm like, we've never seen web wings in a Spider-Man game, have we? Am I crazy? And if we have, we haven't seen it to this degree because the PS5 SSD is showing, again, technical innovation. Future Spider-Man games aren't going to be just brick walls with no fucking interiors, with no people inside. Like this game. It's going to actually be more like Marvel Spider-Man 2, where there are people inside, in windows that you could look in buildings, where it's realistic and it's fucking graphically beautiful. I mean, are we going to start judging Arkham Knight for being graphically beautiful? I mean, it feels great too. Spider-Man feels great too. I don't understand the complaint. Again, the web wings are new and innovative, and that's something that he fails to mention in this video. And again, it feels like he's just trolling or he's stupid. But he doesn't seem stupid, so he's got to be trolling. I got a point for that later. It's coming.
But if I have to have Eagle Vision one more time in a game, I'm gonna lose my mind. It's a tired out mechanic, and they have the mechanic where he can teleport and do multiple kills. And I'm just like, I've played that too many times. It's no longer a new fresh take on stealth kills. I did that in Arkham Knight.
See, this is a good point. Like, everybody gets tired of the same old mechanics over and over again from different gaming studios throughout different games, right? I get that. Complete valid criticism. Even still. What the fuck does that have to do with Spider-Man 2? Bro, it's Spider-Man. How much more can they really innovate from past games? Aren't there like fucking 30 games? How much more can they fucking do that hasn't been done before? Oh wait, the web wings. My bad, I forgot. Wait a minute. But realistically, he's a web swinging, quick time having his spider sense is literally a QTE for himself. He has to dodge it. If he doesn't, he fails. He gets hit. And it's genius to have that in this. It's thematically and universally correct. When I see Spider-Man web swinging and surfing up a wall, attached to Lizard's back with a car attached to Lizard's back while he's dodging the debris and then dodging the car itself. I'm like, holy fuck, this is awesome. This is Spider-Man. I've never seen this shit before. When Lucas and his fans see this, it's holy shit, this is garbage. This isn't innovative at all. It's like, where the fuck, there's such a disconnect. And it's like, bro, it's a set piece. I'm confused as to what else they can do with this. Maybe like Spider-Man 1, right? Where he's just wall climbing and dodging a helicopter. Like, get the fuck out of here. The next point, just stick with me, okay? Because he basically just kind of is redundant with the same point he just made, and he rambles on a little bit. But I have a point. I have a point at the end of this.
It's no longer fresh. It reminds me of a certain scene or a certain effect that many of the movies had. Remember the time, I forgot which movie actually, started, but remember the time where there would be, a medium shot, you're inside the car, and you're watching the person drive, and then out of the, in the far distance, you see a light, and the light would get closer and closer, and it'd be a car accident, but you got to see it from like the passenger side. And when I first saw it, I was like, yo, that's a cool shot, that's freaking awesome. And then as time went on, everyone started doing that shot. And I was like, okay, now it's not fresh anymore. Now we need some more innovation. And that's what I'm looking for, but in Spider-Man.
It's such a stupid example. Like, why even bring up movies? And we already got it with the first one. The first point was fine. Maybe he is a little stupid. Okay, so he basically used that example, and it reminded me of The Last of Us Part 1, where you're playing as Sarah in the beginning of the game, and you get to like walk around, and then you get in the car, and then that scene happens. This exact same scene. As a gamer, I literally was like expecting him to say, just like The Last of Us, but he didn't say that. But it clicked. I'm like, wait a minute. The first like 15 minutes of The Last of Us contradicts his whole argument. Because if you look at that whole scene, that scene right there of Sarah getting hit with the car and whatnot, it's so perfect because it's a jump scare. It's unexpected. You don't expect that type of scene happening at that moment. And it's a clever way to hand a controller off to Joel so you can play as Joel. But here's the thing, what's really funny about The Last of Us is that it's mainly known, like in the marketing, it was known as a very immersive and like intense combat experience. And the first 15 minutes of the game has you walking around doing absolutely fucking nothing. And where's the complaints there? Everybody fucking loved that. I can't think of one single person who's like, man, The Last of Us intro was fucking garbage, man. I can't really like dig into it because it just didn't let me shoot zombies and strangle them. Like, nobody says that shit. They use the mechanics in order to fucking flesh out the world or make the fucking story more impactful. And it seems like they're doing the same thing here. You mentioned that they did that with Lizard before, where Lizard is out of control and Miles and Peter have the QuickTime event. Yes, that happens. Where Miles is surfing and has to dodge, and Peter is surfing and has to dodge. But what the fuck is wrong with that? Like, realistically, what's really wrong with that? It seems like it's thematic. Also, they confirmed, I just realized, they confirmed the water surfing in that demo. Wow, that's really cool. There is going to be water surfing too, that obviously Lucas didn't mention. Because it's completely against his innovation argument. It's just ridiculous. When you go back to the Last of Us argument, I'm sure Lucas probably thinks that whole 15 minutes is fucking a tragedy. Or I'm sorry, a travesty. He doesn't care about Sarah dying. That shit was boring. He's like, fuck yeah, zombies, death.
Because for me, honestly, I want Game of the Year. That's what I want. Because I want Spider-Man to be up there with Sekiro. I want it to be up there with Overwatch, with Zelda.
Overwatch? Okay, you had me at Sekiro. You lost me at Overwatch, and now I'm just confused by Zelda. Like, Zelda is a great game. Well, what the fuck? Overwatch? I mean, like, that's gotta be a troll. That has got to be a troll. I get Sekiro, I get Zelda, but dude, that Overwatch, how are you gonna sneak that in there? How is nobody talking about that shit? That is bonkers right there. That has to be a troll.
Unfortunately, it seems that's not where Insomniac is. Insomniac is making food for the masses.
Oh my goodness. Oh, they're making a spider game for everybody.
And that is just me being selfish of wanting them to do a game that I think it would be better for a more mature and older audience.
A much more mature and older audience? Bro, all you wanted was physics-based web swinging. What the fuck are you talking about? More mature? Just because you want a bit more of a learning curve? Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh my god. Okay, this next McDonald's versus like Master argument just falls flat because he doesn't mention the Mastro during this part of the video. He mentions it at the end. He's like, I hope Wolverine's the Mastro.
So I just hope, my hope is that for Wolverine, they don't give us the McDonald's version.
I hope Wolverine's the really quality food that we get and not McDonald's, which is Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2. And it's such a stupid argument that gets fucking compounded with a stupider argument of him saying that he can somehow manage to be more innovative with 15 to 20 people and $100 million, like Insomniac's budget. Like, what the fuck?
Because I've been trying to make this game into something what I would make it, right? How I would create it. And I would create it, I would want to innovate. If you give me a team of 15 to 20 people with a good, substantial budget, all right, that Insomniac has and whatnot, I can definitely come up with some innovative ideas for Spider-Man, 100%.
Bro, I know I drank a little bit, but I don't think I'm like that stupid right now. Like, even I see the fucking logical fallacies of that fucking argument right there, because there's no way in fuck he believes that that is actually, so that's got to be a fucking troll. And it's just pathetic to even like hear it, because it's honestly offensive, bro. Like, to the developers of this game, it's downright offensive. Like, bro, you already insulted them one time with the Raimi shit, saying that if they don't get anything, you're gonna sabotage their review. Like, bro, that's just fucking pathetic right there. But to go on top of it and to say that you would be more innovative than the fucking people at Insomniac, I'm not even trying to dick right Insomniac. I don't think I've even complimented them once in the script. But I'm trying to say, like, bro, you're saying that you're gonna do better with a fraction of the people with just this the amount of money. With it's baffling. It's literally intoxicatingly stupid. He's really good at that. It's borderline just flat out for clout. That's all it is, for attention and clout. This Black Keemstar is essentially the Michael Does Life in 2018, when Michael Does Life was like coming out with all those videos saying this game sucks, this game sucks. If you compare my video that I made about Michael Does Life to this one, it's night and day, because like he's deliberately being false. He's just being deliberately false. That's the first word that came to my brain, is just false, because it's just so not genuine. None of it feels you look at him in his eyes and he's saying this shit and you know he's trying to rally you up, and it's goofy as a motherfucker. And I hope a lot of you don't fall for this shit. He knows this shit catches heat. He plays it up very, very well, and I gotta say, I commend him for that. So hats off to Lucas. And I really hope you do take that hat off so we can see that hairline, boy.